playground.
Hooray!
As we count down the final days of 2022, we are thankful that we are here.
Yeah.
After everything we've been through the last few years with pandemics, hurricanes for us down here in South Florida.
Wow, yeah.
We've been through crazy election times. Man, it's almost going to be nice to turn the page and go on to 2023.
Keep it moving.
This is the Outcast Podcast. I am Gentry. I'm surrounded by my favorite Outcast that I know. We have a brown boy, a black boy, and a white boy. Yeah. We're all here. What's up, boys?
What's up, man?
Our show is, of course, brought to you by our good friends at BetterHelp.com/Outcast.
Amazing.
You
people.
too could save 10% on your first month's worth of therapy by just going to BetterHelp.com/Outcast. And Memphis, please update us.
Yeah.
You've been getting some therapy from BetterHelp.
I have.
Has it been helping?
Yeah. I mean, it has actually. I mean, you know, I had my last Thursday. I got another one tomorrow. It was good. It's working out some stuff in my head. She's trying to get in deep inside, and I'm like not really trying to let her. There's certain
how deep inside does she want to go?
Block her out, Memphis.
There's certain things I'm just not ready to talk about.
I got a feeling you want to go deep
But I
inside.
do think
No.
I think the more you open up, the better this is going to work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I am opening up to. I mean, there are a lot of things that I talk about
should,
with
yeah.
her.
I think the way it's supposed
She's trying
to
to
be,
help, bro.
I know.
It is like this person is someone who you don't have to worry about telling these things to.
Right.
Well, that's the thing, though.
I think it comes with the relationships that you've had with women in your life as an adult have probably been somewhat of a untrusting type of situation.
No, it's not that. It has nothing to do with that at all. I mean,
why do you think that?
They're trying to put you on the couch now, Memphis. You're on the couch right now.
I know. It's okay. I ain't
Put your
afraid.
feet up.
No.
I ain't afraid of the couch.
Hold on. Let me say
Yeah.
why. Because he's saying that he does not indulge some information that she's probably trying to get, and he probably should, tell her so that they can get to the root of a particular issue that she obviously sees in him. Like,
No, it's not
he's
that.
holding
Like,
something, you're holding something.
like
what are the reasons for that?
Well, I mean, I don't have issues with
I think we all
women.
would
I
do
mean,
that a little bit.
I don't have
if it
issues
was a
with
guy
women. I mean, like,
therapist, would it be different?
it'd be the same thing.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's.
I'm just
I mean,
asking.
are like there are trust issues there that I have? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
but
everybody
there,
does.
but you know, and for me,
Sure.
and like my trust issues, like it comes what it all stems from. So you see where it's like, okay, I get it.
Sure.
Now since you brought up like the women I've dated, or I've had relations. not
you
the,
must.
No, not the women
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
like
Yeah, I
so
brought
much
it
dated.
up.
Like
Okay.
the women I've
The
had
lengthy
relations.
list of ladies.
Assholes. the women I've been with in my adult days.
In your dope days.
My adult days.
adult,
I mean, my
thank you.
days are dope. Don't get me started.
Let's
No,
not
but
even- yeah.
no. I mean. There's some. There's some. There's trust issues.
People are like onions, I think. They'll let you see little layers. You get down to layers of who someone really is. And people will let you see some shit, but they're
Well,
not going to let you see all the way down into
I think it really depends.
everything.
Well, it depends on who you are to that person and what how much they confide in you.
Right.
As as a person and things of that nature, because
Get down to the layers.
There's definitely some things that my wife knows about me that probably none of you guys know here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's hope.
What is it?
Let's
we want
hope.
to know.
What?
We want to know.
Fuck out of here.
What is it?
I mean,
I hope and kissed
A lot of stuff, I'm sure.
What?
I mean,
She knows a
open
lot of
mouth
stuff
kissed her.
about you that we don't know.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
that's what I'm
Wait,
saying.
you
but
open
that's what I'm
kissed a
saying,
what?
like nothing.
What'd you just say?
like, did I hear what
rewind
he say?
that.
I open mouth kissed a horse before. You guys are jackass. You never seen Austin Powers?
Oh, okay, no.
It's tell me something you don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Got it. Okay. No,
He's like a movie reference machine, though.
I
You gotta
know
understand
this.
that about this.
I spent a lot
Radio
of time.
guys.
You guys
Guys,
didn't get
TV,
that
you know.
movie reference. It was completely obscure from an old fucking.
Yeah,
Dana Carvey movie.
Fuck your ass, yeah. Jackass.
no, you know what? we're getting there. This is only my second week with her, and I was sharing with her. I'm like, I'm like, people share things with me because they know I'm a trustworthy person, and I ain't gonna tell nobody, And I'm like, have shit that I forgot about. I'm like, God damn, somebody that so and so told me that. I'm like, holy fuck, that's fucked up. But anyways, we just talked about this stuff. I mean, we talked about like marriages and stuff like that. We talked about like a little bit about my family background and my thought process and how I process things and stuff like that. But I mean, like it's only second week, so I mean, you can't tell her everything. I mean, I told her a lot the first week, and she was like, wow. I still think about that. Like,
Now, does she know you're in an interracial marriage?
No, we didn't talk about that yet.
Fucking Ramo.
What?
No.
I'm sure.
No, does she know
we
you're
didn't talk
in
about that
an
yet. We
interracial
haven't got there yet.
I would imagine that
I think I
brings
would have got some heat
of
had I said that.
angst.
Like that.
It
brings a lot of
does.
angst to
It really does, and I think
the
eventually we
relationship
will
and
get on that because
it's tough on us as well.
It's tough, but what's even tougher though?
Worse.
What's
do you mean
even
bad?
tougher is like my wife's people, right? And most of her family are fucking awesome. I love them.
When you say her people, what
like
do you
her
mean?
family.
Probably her family and
Her
friends
family.
on her side
At
of
least
the aisle.
as well as I
Sure.
know.
And she knows this. We talked about this. She has an aunt that is racist as fuck. And that's her favorite person.
How does
I
that,
think-
how does
And
that
it-
go over at like the Thanksgiving
well, see,
dinner
here's the
grand?
thing. So here's the thing because
What?
when we
What are you laughing about?
yeah, no, what's so funny?
He said,
Now you got me laughing
how
'cause
does
you're
that
laughing.
go over on Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
How
I'm
the
just-
fuck
I'm
you
just
think
wondering.
that goes over?
Well,
Extremely
no. So
uncomfortable
here's
for
here's the
everybody.
thing, right? So
What makes it uncomfortable though?
What?
because you in a room with a person that's a racist, but they, in my opinion, I just like she tries to be nice because I'm her
They'll
niece's
try,
husband.
sure. They'll
No.
give
You know,
I
Now,
mean,
if
but
you
I mean, but because
How do you know she's racist?
because there's just some shit that they
Really?
say.
She does racist shit.
I ain't gonna put all that shit
I'm
out
not
there now.
racist
No, I'm not.
at all.
I'm not putting.
I was not raised like that. My mom's not
No,
racist. She didn't
I
raise
know
me like
your
that.
mom is freaking awesome. My wife loves her to death. Like I
Sure.
hear nothing but
I
great
have
things about
racist
her.
people in
I
my
don't know
family.
what
I know
the
what
fuck
it looks
happened
like.
to you.
It's not me.
No, I'm
Well,
kidding.
the
You're
thing
great.
is,
I love you.
when you've been around racist people, you just know. You know what I mean? And like
Sure,
I read
sure.
people very well, but then there's
Sure, no,
also
no.
things that have happened and certain things that were said.
Well, they'll say,
and for
You'll
me
know. You'll know.
that wasn't spoken up on my behalf, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm for the greater good.
I've been so
I-
straight up.
I mean, I would just like, you know what? Let me not say what I want to say because it would ruin everything. And y'all know me, I don't hold back. I would really say what I really feel, especially in that way. And then I'm like, it's just we getting there. We getting there. But
That's
think,
good though. That's
we're
good. That's good. It
getting-
sounds like she's breaking
I'm
through
very-
some places, and
I'm
that's
very-
awesome.
Like she asked me, like, because I don't share a lot of things with my wife either. I don't share a lot of things with her, and then there's a reason why for that, which we're not gonna go into right now. But I explained to her why, and she's like, "Well, I get that," So and then just like my relationship with my mom, from where we are now to some time ago, where I didn't talk to my mom for 10 years straight. We couldn't even be in the same room, and she would ask me like how it's so easy for me to detach from a situation or people. I'm like, my upbringing is fucking crazy, and then it's times where you just have to not be around people. If a person's not good for you, you just gotta cut them out your life regardless of who they are. You know what I mean? And it hurts. But you know what? I'd rather it hurt now versus go through my days and just not be happy or just not right whole. And so, that's why I hold certain people accountable and I allow in my circle because, I'm a very loyal person, I'm a great friend, and I expect the best out of people because I'm going to give you that. Sure. So it's not one of those like, well, like, damn, dude, you like, but I'm like, but I'm doing this too. I'm showing you this with my actions. Sure. And I just respect that in return.
Sure.
Which I don't think it's not a hard thing.
You shouldn't expect anything because then you're not let down.
Yeah, and so we talked about it, and but it's good though. I really dig my therapist, man. She's awesome. She's
that's good to hear, man.
She's straight up, and she's in our age bracket. You know what I mean? She cool as fuck. She's
nice.
she's she's right up. She's square.
Well, we really want to put a spotlight on the BetterHelp, obviously, because they're our sponsor. But number two, because suicide rates are up in this country, and it's in the news right now because this Ellen's DJ dead at 40 by suicide. I'm reading. Everybody thinks this guy's got the world by the balls. He's a DJ on a big network television show. He's doing the big gigs. He's a big famous DJ, and then he kills himself. And you hear that with some of these famous people committing suicide, and it's like maybe if they just would have had somebody to talk to. So I would like to talk a little bit about suicide because there's about 50% of me that thinks that suicide is a cowardly act. It's like you're giving up, and you're all the people that love you. They're the ones left with the blood on their hands. They're the ones that have to continue living, and so I think it's a selfish act. But then there's 50% of me that says, man, it takes some big balls to kill yourself. And things must be really bad to want to end your life. So I'll ask you, Tomcat, have you ever contemplated suicide? Because I know you've been through a lot of trauma in your life. Has that ever been something where that thought has even crossed your mind for a moment?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There was a dark time when I was younger, where I definitely contemplated suicide, and even told my mom about it like numerous times. And thinking back on it now, I think that hurts. What hurts the most is like thinking about how she must have felt when I was telling her that. So yeah, it hurts. But thank God I didn't do it. And I would say to anyone who is contemplating suicide, there's always tomorrow. Things always get better, and you're worth it. You're definitely worth it. So
Sure.
Drug addiction's a really big thing right now. My dad died of an overdose. So I think you can get off the drugs too. So just recognize you have a problem and do what you got to do.
Now, Memphis, you have a friend
definitely.
of yours that was close with Ellen's DJ.
Yeah.
DJ Twitch is his name.
Mm-hmm.
But if you heard any stories about anything that was bothering this guy? Was there any signals that this might be coming down?
No, nobody knows. My homie, he's shocked. He just like we all are, and you don't really see the signs of. Well, I guess you kind of do because like when you ask TK, had he ever contemplated suicide? I have as well, and it's when you're at a point in your life and it's like you don't see the other side of what's going on. And for me, I metaphorically killed myself.
What do you mean by that?
I'll make this very, very brief. I was doing a night show in Phoenix, and my roommate and I, he was one of the top DJs out in Phoenix, and we had this gig. Matter of fact, it was at I don't want to say the place. We were up in a popular bar in Scottsdale, and we had the worst showing, in my opinion. And he was going through some stuff, I was going through some stuff, and I remember I got back to the house and I was like, I don't want to feel how I feel now tomorrow. And so I decided I was going to put a bunch of crap on my stuff in a black trash bag, and I got in the car and I drove down this road called Baseline Boulevard, which is the longest road in the country. And I pulled on the side of the road, and Phoenix, if you know, it's the desert. And what's up me, if you want to kill something, leave it in the desert. So I dug a deep hole as best I could, threw my shit in there, piled the dirt into sand and whatever back on top of it, got in the car, came home, woke up totally feeling how I am today. Actually, kidding.
Wow.
No kidding. So
what about you, Ramo? I've thought of killing you, but never.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever
I think
thought
we
of
all
killing
have at one
yourself?
point. No,
to
kidding,
be honest,
kidding, sir. Kidding.
when it comes to the issue of suicide, I've never, I can't say been that far. I've been through some shit, of a first marriage, and I'll leave it at that. That was, a lot for a person, just things, that I seen as a kid. And there's a lot of things as people we don't understand traumatize us from a very young age. I'm sure I'm dealing, and I've dealt with a lot of that for a lot of my life, but I've never actually come to that point. So I can't sympathize, but I do empathize. And I think, I don't judge. I understand that in order for, as much as I cherish life and understand how much, even though you guys are a pain in the ass, I love coming here on Wednesdays and, waking up to my family and spending way too much money for Christmas and fucking paying for it for the rest of the year. You have to be in a completely terrible, lost place with a feeling of absolutely nowhere else to go, and somehow, some way feeling nobody cares about you. And that's a tough fucking place to be in. And more than likely it's not true. And that's why you shouldn't do it, Unfortunately for a lot of people, they find out after the fact, and that's too bad.
Well, in some cases, people are maybe being bullied by other people who even telling you to do it.
Tons of fucking reasons, dude. I mean, there's
don't ever let anyone ever bully you.
Facts.
Tell you you're less than.
No, there's people that really give a shit.
They're
like
the
TK
ones with the problem.
You are enough.
If they're doing that, somebody who's doing that, they have a serious problem. For sure.
There was a story on the subway in New York City where a guy was contemplating suicide and was going to jump on the tracks, and it's a full subway, rush hour traffic. And there was some video of it. I wish we had it. Maybe we could find it in post-production, but the video is all these New Yorkers. Some people are trying to plead with the guy, like, don't do it, don't do it. Time goes on and on. This guy keeps contemplating doing it, and eventually, you know how New Yorkers are. A few of them are like, yeah, listen, asshole, just fucking do it.
Keep it. Gotta get traffic going.
I'm trying to get home to my kids.
Sure.
Fucking do it. Don't be a puss.
Come on.
So
New Yorkers are fucked up.
I was listening to this video, and there were some people egging the guy on because eventually it's like, hey, I don't care if you kill yourself. Just don't fuck up my ride home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm kind of the same way. It's like, if you're going to kill yourself, don't do it on the subway where you affect other people that are just trying to get home to their
most
family.
people do kill themselves in a public setting. There was a guy who was in Cape, he went to the shooting range and went in there and went into one of the stalls at the shooting range and shot himself. And you're just like, damn, man.
Or if you jump off a
you
building.
You shoot yourself anywhere. You had to come like.
Yeah, and then you scare all these people, traumatize people. And if
it's crazy, man.
Jump off of a building, you might fall on someone else.
But then you got to think about, then there's other people who just go on a shooting spree and then they kill themselves.
How could you not think that people that could do something like that to themselves or other people don't need help? Like, they need help. I think it's
not
it's
anymore though.
More than just people being assholes like that. There's something clicked in there. If they weren't like that before, something happened, and they need somebody, dude. And
let me just draw quick attention. Like the suicide rates among our border patrol agents is through the roof right now. Morale is super low, and the suicide rates are way up.
Well, yeah, what they do to the people trying to get over the borders is freaking. I don't know how they live with themselves.
I want to move on from this topic because it is kind of sad.
Well, let me say one more thing before we move on.
Go ahead and kill the show, Memphis. Go ahead.
If you are thinking about hurting yourself, please don't do it. But text 988 on your phone. That's a suicide hotline number.
What is it?
The suicide hotline number.
Well, what's the number?
It's 988.
Pound 988 or just 988?
988. Just 988.
988.
It's like if you dialing 911, 988.
I do have some names of famous people that did commit suicide.
Oh, word.
Robin Williams. You remember the funny man?
I love Robin Williams, man.
Hunter S. Thompson. Remember him? He wrote
Anthony Bourdain.
Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
Wait. Who
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Hunter S. Thompson. He's a author. He wrote the book Fear and Loathing. A lot of great. He wrote a Hell's Angels book. People think that he's one of the great writers of our time.
Yeah, I agree. He is.
Cleopatra, if you remember.
Queen Cleopatra?
She's the Queen of Egypt, lover of Julius Caesar. She took her own life after the defeat of her forces against the Octavian army.
Did she?
Wow.
How about Socrates?
Socrates.
Socrates.
So Socrates, they say that his was probably the most famous suicide in history, but he was forced to drink a poisonous plant, and he died. Suicide.
Why was he forced to drink
I wonder
this
what
plant?
planet was.
Because they said he was corrupt, trying to have the young Athenians having expressed ideas against belief in ancestral gods. So he didn't believe in the gods.
So it was the
So they
Christians
said
that made him kill
killed
himself.
Oh man,
because he
you
was
know how
an
many
atheist.
people Christians killed? Please.
Yeah. All right. So who's next?
Kurt Cobain
Yeah.
killed himself.
Yeah.
Junior Seau, remember the football
Oh
player?
yeah, that's right. Junior Seau. Sure enough,
no,
he shot
that's
himself in
crazy.
the chest, right?
But they thought that for him it was more like, well, what are they calling it? The
CTE. Yeah, that's what drove him. Yeah, that's what that drove him to that.
shit.
And then finally on my list here, I know we've missed a few, but I'm trying to move on here. But Avicii, remember Avicii?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
right.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Avicii committed
that's,
suicide.
he had issues. Obviously.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. This is a topic that Tomcat wanted to talk about, so
Okay.
you know it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt.
Bro,
He sent over this article. It is the animal most likely to kill you
I'm already
from
offended.
each state.
Interesting.
So-
Wow, good. I like that.
Depending on what state you live in, these are the animals that could kill you. Not by suicide, I guess, depending on how you were to line it up. But we'll start with Alabama, starting with the A's.
Those mouth breathers.
What do you think the Alabamians? What animal do you think kills people in
No,
Alabama?
I think it's a bear.
A bear?
Yeah, some type of Kodiak bear.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm
Wait a
sitting
minute,
this
that's
one
the
out.
South.
Alabama? No, Alabama.
That's
yeah,
the
that's
South.
solid.
All
What do you guys
Oh,
think?
the
Anything? Got any guesses?
They
I would
Cousins?
say maybe gators.
Nope. In Alabama, it's a dog.
A dog,
Really?
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
pack
they
of
all
dogs.
humping them dogs. That's
Be a pack
why.
of dogs.
Damn mouth breathers, cut it out.
Arizona.
Stop it.
Arizona, same
This
thing.
jackass.
People die of dog bites and
Wow.
dog
That's not
attacks.
good.
Arkansas.
crazy.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
All right, I'm gonna go
Razorbacks?
with Cocaine Bear again.
Yeah, it is the bear. It is the bear in
Yes,
Arkansas.
Cocaine
That's
Bear.
fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
Cocaine Bear was in Knoxville.
California.
I
What do you
told you
think?
guys to be quiet.
The
I'm
mountain
gonna go
lion.
with Gavin
Mountain lion.
Newsom's.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom's.
Same.
No,
Mountain
actually,
lion.
probably let's go Vampire Bat.
Nope, but you're close. It is an
Fine.
animal that likes to bite, and that would be a rattlesnake.
Oh,
Snake, huh?
really?
Yeah.
A lot of mountain climbers and shit out
Yeah,
there.
that's true. I would have thought it'd been like the mountain
Jogger.
lion.
Weed
though.
growers.
In,
Yeah.
in Colorado,
Farms.
what do you think is the animal that's most likely to kill you?
I'm going
The buffalo.
Mountain Goat.
Nope,
Mountain
it
goat.
is a.
You saw you made that up. The
I've
mountain
been
goats.
I've been attacked by these sometimes at bars.
All right, no,
Bitches?
no, I
A
know what
check?
it is.
Yeah,
It's gonna be.
It's a cougar. you know.
Oh yeah, cougar.
Cougar.
A cougar will kill you in Colorado.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Connecticut. These are the dangerous animals in Connecticut. A bobcat with rabies will most likely kill you in Connecticut.
I thought you
it's
were gonna
not
say.
just-
Likely.
I thought you were
It's not
gonna
just
say.
bobcats. It's rabies
Most
bobcats.
likely.
Florida is an interesting one, and
All right, we're here.
this is where we
So we
live.
should
actually.
know.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true libtard.
You actually give me that much credit, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right, what animal is most likely to kill you living in the state of
I'm
Florida?
going. No, I don't think it's gonna be alligator. Mosquito.
No, it's not.
You've read the list, Tom.
No, I shit you not.
You've already read the list.
I have not read
You're
the
such a
list.
dick. You're
I
an
have not
asshole.
read the
Look at-
fucking list.
You
It
read
really
the
is a
fucking
mosquito?
list.
Ass.
I
It is-
shit you not. I was joking
It's
for
a
the first
mosquito.
thing. It was a joke, and
Okay,
I've not
well-
read the list. And then after I said it, I thought maybe because of the
Okay,
viruses.
calm
The
down.
cephalitis.
So it really is a mosquito.
It is a mosquito.
God
Oh,
damn.
That
shit you
brain
not. I was
shit.
joking.
Yeah, I know.
How about the fucking water here?
Yeah, I know. Right now, you getting that shit. You.
What about in Hawaii? That is one of our states, even though it's
The volcano? Oh, it's not
little
an
far
It's
off.
an animal.
What kind of animal?
Jellyfish.
No,
You're right. It does live in the water.
it's a shark.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
jellyfish?
Tiger shark.
Tiger
Oh,
shark.
so it's not the jellyfish.
They're great.
All right. What about in
Until they
Indiana?
get in your ass.
You know,
What?
that's where me and my man Ramo are from, Indiana.
Indiana? It depends on what part.
What kind of animal? What kind of animal is most likely to kill you in Indiana?
Meth addicts.
No.
I'm gonna go.
Vitro. No.
It is something that you often see driving down the road. You'll see these animals.
A
in the state
deer.
of it.
Is it a horse?
Doe, a deer. a
doe?
female
deer
deer.
because they jump
The
out in front of
mating
your car.
season.
I
Oh
see-
my God,
I-
dude!
When
I
I
got-
lived in Illinois in 2009, I used
Talking
to have
Indiana.
a family. Same thing. Well, it was right
They're
there, right by
close.
the state line. I lived right by the state line.
Yeah, Gary, right? Do a shot.
Yeah,
Gary,
there would
Yeah,
be-
do a shot.
everybody.
Do a shot.
Everybody do a
But
shot.
Gary, I didn't see it, but when I lived in the more of the suburbs, I would see them coming to the yard and just like kind of graze in my yard for a while.
Well, they're saying that the problem is the collisions. You know, usually
Yes.
it's a
In the
death
car?
in the car because
Yeah.
a deer jumps out in front of you and then
And it's
smash.
snowing,
Or you
yeah.
try to swerve to miss it, and then next thing you know, you're in a ditch and you're dead.
You're hitting
call
a
that
tree.
When I lived in
Overcorrection.
Texas,
You're
and I
fucking
would have to
Beetlejuice.
drive the back roads, I would time my trip where I know a bunch of 18-wheelers gonna be on the road, and I would just ride behind them. So if any of them
Them and
shits
the
jumped out
18-year-olds.
during mating season, they gonna hit the damn 18-wheeler, and I'd be relatively
I
safe.
got hit by one of those driving up 65 one time in
Straight?
Indiana. Yeah.
God
All right,
dang,
what
dude.
about
UPS.
Kansas? You know, they're known for the Jayhawks. I know they got basketball in Kansas.
Arkansas.
But what do you think the animal is that's most likely to kill you in Kansas?
a weasel? Ain't shit
a
there.
hawk.
This is actually an interesting one because it's a domesticated animal.
What?
A cat.
No, domestic cattle, like
Like
a
a-
bull
A cow?
or a cow. Is,
Oh.
like some blunt force trauma. You know, hitting you in the head, hitting you in the chest, kicking you. I guess a lot
Don't
of
they tip them things for fun out there? Or?
I don't know. There must be a lot of cattle farmers out there. And they're
Yeah,
constantly
Kansas.
getting
Like,
hurt.
there ain't nothing
They-
else in
they eat
Kansas
a lot of
besides
beef.
tornadoes.
Now, this is an interesting one. What do you think in Louisiana is the animal that's most likely to kill you?
A crocodile.
I want to say a snake of some
Nope,
type.
nope, nope,
A
nope.
voodoo root.
No.
Yeah.
Voodoo
Hey,
root.
you know what? Get one of them roots, man. Listen,
But that's not an animal.
no.
What is it?
In the bayou, what's most likely to kill you is something that I remember.
A frog?
I
I
actually
was
got
thinking
attacked.
that too. A frog?
I got attacked by these animals.
What?
I would insects actually with on the list: hornets, wasps, and bees are
Oh,
most likely
yeah.
to kill you.
Well, I
Really?
didn't mess around when I had those bees by my house.
Oh, that's
But I
right.
do feel bad about
That
that
don't
because
sound
they
right.
did kill those bees.
Assholes.
Yeah,
You can't
All right.
kill the bees, man. We need them.
shouldn't have killed them.
What about in Montana? When you're out there in God's country in Montana,
A
Horses?
buffalo.
grizzly bears.
Really? They got grizzlies?
Bears.
Hell
it's cold
yeah.
out there,
Bears
though,
was gonna
so
be on
that's
the list
pretty nice.
Hell
somewhere.
yeah. And them you see.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
fuck
the
that. You
Kodiak
can't
sound
get
like
away from them
Canada.
either, dude.
Dude,
All
if
right.
you, I think that might be one of the most terrifying things.
That's some
That-
A
Look at
grizzly
you.
bear?
to just to be
Yeah.
out in the woods in a place where you really know there's nowhere to go, and it just there's a bear. Boom.
What
you see
animal
a bear,
would
it
you-
sees
He's gonna
you?
fucking
You see the
kill you.
bear.
Is the
You're
what,
done.
what
Like,
is
you're
the
done.
animal, Ramo, that you would least likely to have to die from? If you had to say, this is the animal, would it be in the water with the shark? Would it be having a dog maul you? Would it be running into a deer with your vehicle? What do you think is the worst way to go?
I think getting attacked by a Kodiak bear would be just painful
Yeah,
because
Oh,
he's not going to
gosh.
instantly kill you. He's going to
Batter
bite
you to
and
death and chew your
slash
leg
you
off while you're
until
still
you
alive.
bleed
yeah.
to
Yeah.
death.
Oh, God
Well,
damn.
also the big cat is going to be
The-
very
yeah,
like,
big cats, yeah.
like it's just going to dismantle you and not
Definitely.
really have too much worry about it.
Yeah.
How
Shark,
much
a
pain
shark
you're going
wouldn't
through.
be fun either because you
No.
get drowned and you get shredded into
Or
pieces.
But at least
even
hopefully
if you
you
got
can
bit
drown
by
fast.
like a gator, too. Gator get you in that
I'm
water and do the
noticing as
death
I-
roll on you.
As I'm looking at all the states, I'm not seeing gator as a leading animal to
At
kill.
all?
Because they don't kill too many people.
So there
they
you go.
don't.
Poor
That's just
gators
a
get a bad
misnomer.
rap,
they get a
man.
huge
Well, the
bad
gators
rap.
suck.
I'm seeing a lot of dogs in a lot of states.
Suck, he says.
They eat dogs and cats.
Dogs are on the list a lot. It looks like
They're assholes.
venomous snakes are
What
on the
about
list
my
a
home
lot.
state of Missouri? What we got over there?
We'll get to that. We're at North Carolina right now. What do you think the animal? This is a unique one. I haven't seen this animal yet on the
ram?
list. Nope.
Is it a bird?
It would
of
be a
sorts?
bad way
North
to go.
Carolina.
Too. North Carolina.
Ooh,
They have bears
Spider
out
bite?
there, too. Ooh,
Oh, porcupine.
fucking spiders. God
No,
damn.
fire ants.
fire
Oh,
ants. I
my
know.
God.
Oh,
Shit, really?
Those
Fire
shits ain't no
ants.
joke. Have you never got bitten by a fire ant? Dude.
well, yeah, we live in
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, I'm about to say I
I
was
can't
at an
imagine
Outcast
dying
concert
from
in
it.
Tampa, and it was raining outside. Something ain't and the
Yep.
fuckers tore my ankles up.
Yeah,
What
but
was
they
this
never get
again?
higher than your ankle. I can't see them being on my ankle and biting me, being like, "Oh Lord, I got 5 ankles on my ankle. Oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
take another
right.
like 20 minutes for them
Yeah,
to get
right.
right here." Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
God.
But if you step in one of those big mounds, they can overtake your leg pretty quickly.
Yeah,
then
and they injecting all that venom.
if they're
Shit,
big,
they get
big
your
enough
ass.
ants, enough of them get you. That's in North Carolina.
It'll be like in the
Dude,
last
their
installment
biggest-
of Indiana Jones where they had those big ass ants.
Yeah, is that their most dangerous animal, dude? They're
That's most
straight.
likely
I'm
to kill
North
you.
moving there, dude.
Carolina.
All
We
you
got
need is some
mosquitoes.
goddamn-
Mosquitoes and ants, those are
I knew
dangerous.
Yeah, but they fly around. You can't help it. They probably stick somebody in Miami. They get some fucked up shit coming
The
over here. and
Zika
do that.
virus.
Yeah, that's
All right, Memphis,
crazy.
you wanted
The
to know
dengue.
Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri.
my home state.
What do you think it is in Missouri?
My home state. Oh shit.
Come on, give us
Well,
some.
our we have bears in Missouri, but you gotta go out in the sticks for that.
Come on now.
Shit, man.
Come on.
I want to say
jumping on in the
I guess I want to say like a
conversation,
wild dog too.
Venomous snakes.
Venomous
You
snakes.
got to watch out for snakes. This is an interesting one. I've never been to
Not
this state, and
surprised.
thankfully,
You
because
do have to watch
this
out.
may be the animal that I am I hate the most. In Rhode Island, what do you think kills the most people in Rhode Island?
A frog?
Nope.
frog.
Yeah, them one kind of toads or something. I don't know.
Is it the accent?
What you call it? Maybe a
Wall
scorpion?
Street guys.
A black widow spider.
Oh
black
fuck!
Yes.
We have those in
that.
the Cape.
No,
Yeah, we have those all over
sir.
the place. You
I
can't.
bought-
No,
It's hard to die
I
from
bought-
those.
I
isn't it?
bought-
No,
an
hell
old-
no.
I bought an old janky
Shit.
truck out in the Cape. This truck was infested with black widow spiders.
Goddamn.
I
I
didn't
would've-
know it. It was in a field. I drove it home. Get to my house. Didn't know. There was spiders was all around me. I didn't know. Put it in the garage. Get up in the morning. The entire garage, the spiders spread out. They're all over the garage.
Holy shit.
Hundreds of black widow spiders all over the garage. We had to like bomb the garage.
Oh, I would have just bombed the house.
That's
And then
fucking
finally,
funny.
Tennessee is another animal
Yes.
that I would hate
I
to
could
run
have
across.
died, Esse.
Would it be
Tennessee
like
is a brown recluse spider.
Yes.
Oh
I got
yeah,
bit by
them
one of
brown
those.
recluses. Yeah, my homeboy got
Yeah.
bit
Yep,
by
I
one
got a
of
hole
those.
right here in my
They're
leg
out here in
from it.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah, they out here.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. At least now you know what animals to look out for.
Damn it!
Fuck that.
I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight.
One story I wanted to get to that we just missed out on last week's episode of the Outcast podcast was Brittany Griner. Our president made a trade. And he made a trade for, what did they call the arms
The
dealer?
Merchant of Death.
The merchant
merchant-
of death.
The Merchant of Death was
my
released.
high school nickname.
Merchant of Death was released, and Brittany Griner was released. Ramo, when you saw this headline, what did you think? What was your thoughts?
My thoughts were good for her and her family. Glad she's home. I'm sure her fans are happy. And once again, her family's happy. The WNBA's happy. Hopefully, she learned her lesson not to go over there doing that shit again. Whatever.
And
Awesome.
Memphis,
Yeah.
your thoughts on the Brittany Griner situation?
At first, I was like, "They lying. Quit lying. They ain't let that girl go." Then I went and looked up, and I'm like, "Oh shit, she's coming home. Cool, that's what's up." And then the swap. I'm like, folks are not gonna be happy with that. I mean, that sucks, but it is what it is. But then I started to think about it a little bit more.
I don't understand that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. though.
Understand
I
what?
Just wanna
Oh,
say-
the
just go
swap?
ahead. Yeah. I will talk later, but I just.
That's cool. Then I start thinking, I'm like, you know what? This is a. They think they slick because you
who's
got
they? They think
like
they
the sort of Biden administration think they slick because here's why I say this. They bring in she's a black woman, and she's gay, and they need those two bases for in 2 years for whoever decides to run for the Democratic Party, But then I started thinking about it more, so because that's when I started hearing about the other dude. What was his name? Andrew Willing.
there's a Marine that's
the
over
Marine
there.
that's over there, right? So then like,
For
well, why
espionage.
didn't? Yeah. So they like, and then you got that crowd to be like, well, why didn't they fight for
Reported
him?
espionage. And the,
You know. But and then I started thinking, I'm like, well, when did this motherfucker get locked up over there? Guess who the president was? Trump. And they didn't try to get that guy because Trump was in office. So it's like, people mad because he didn't get this guy home. But he went in when Trump was in office. Trump should have did it and not wait till Biden and fall in his lap. But I'm happy Brittany is home. And like Ramo said, hopefully she learned a lesson. And all of you out there that just because what's good here in the United States is not good in anybody else's
They don't care what we think about.
When you in somebody else's house, and it's probably a good idea if you've never been out the United States to do a little homework on where you're going. Just saying, because you don't want to get locked up outside the country.
They don't care.
For real.
And then Tomcat, how do you feel? I know you watch a lot of Fox News. And
you preface like, no, it's not really damn because it's like you kind of preface when you go to me every time by saying that.
When you watch,
like
I watch Fox News too. I like to watch them all.
I watch all the news,
but I know that their base is a little upset that Paul Whelan didn't get to come home. The U.S. Marine veteran over there. For alleged
He's been there
espionage.
a lot longer.
And there was a big outcry of why did you bring home this basketball player that nobody knew her name until you turned her into a political pawn, and now that base is upset that we made a bad trade. Is that how you feel?
No. Let me just start by saying you're always happy when an American comes home, but I do think he had been there a lot longer. The Biden administration says they didn't have a choice with who they brought home, but that's not true because they had said earlier they did have a choice. Then they started saying they didn't when it was Brittany or nobody. I do think that the trade for the Merchant of Death, who she's back doing what she does best, well, so is he. He's out there getting ready to kill a bunch of people, including Americans and American soldiers.
I will say he was going to get out in 6 years, they said. So, 6 years is still another 6 years, but he would be getting out. The Merchant of Death would be out in about 6 years. 2028, they said.
Sure.
Ain't that far
wasn't
away.
he an arms dealer?
Yeah, he sold weapons of mass destruction.
You know that movie God of War with
Okay.
Nicolas Cage and Jared Leto? That movie was based off of him.
All the little kid soldiers and shit.
Yeah, that movie was based off of him.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That was a good movie, but
he's a bad guy.
fucked up.
He's a bad guy. I think it was a bad trade. Do we want her home? Yeah. I hope when she comes home now, she loves her country. This is the greatest country in the world.
I think she always has.
And maybe she was just fighting for freedom here, and I have respect for that.
She probably has a problem. Yeah.
The Biden administration got her home, and so good. Glad she's home.
Yeah,
but we need to get Paul Wheeler home too.
No, most definitely. I think that's something we got to work out as a country.
But also think it's kind of scary because now these people, these bad actors, might think they can take people who are known, who have notoriety, who are sports figures, and then try to trade them to the United States for people they want.
Yeah, I don't want this to open the floodgates.
I don't think it's going to be that because you don't have anybody.
Not to say they haven't already been doing it.
Well, celebrity, because this country loves more than money, celebrity. And she's a celebrity, so yes, that's why people were fighting. Making such a fuss about it, and
I think that brought attention to Paul Wheeler.
It did.
She didn't get taken. People don't even think about him.
If she would have not done what she did,
the larger lexicon,
I didn't know
because none of us knew about Paul Wheeler.
Yeah, right.
So. Yes, he may still have to wait to come home, but hopefully in the long run, her being involved with him,
it'll make awareness too.
He will come home.
Sure.
Well, I can tell you this is the only trade I've ever heard, and only trade I'm familiar with when it comes to the WNBA. Because let's face it, nobody gives a shit about the WNBA.
I love this.
Those are views of Gendry Thomas, not the rest of it here on the Outcast podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's move on to our next topic.
He finally did something that's going to be, you about to set it off, bro. You don't realize what you just did.
He hates women.
Oh, he hates women and lesbians. Oh, Gentry, you about to get it.
I'm just not gentrified. I'm not entertained.
Gentrified.
The WNBA is kind of boring. I just am not into it.
They about to.
It's basketball beneath the rim.
It's good, man. That game's good.
They got about 5 fans.
Have I been to a WNBA game? No, I have not.
Do I
want to? I have watched it on TV.
It was the NBA before Dr. J.
Yeah. And listen, they got a lot of hot players out there, man. Like
hot players. They're all
in the
WNBA.
They're not out there trying to look pretty for your ass.
Bullshit. You ain't watched the WNBA.
Volleyball players look better than basketball players, if you ask me.
I'm going to agree with you, Gentry.
I would agree with that. I definitely would agree with that.
Beach volleyball.
Softball. What about the softball girls? What do you think about the softball girls?
Softball. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Volleyball, I think, is the
Soccer.
cream
see
of the
now,
crop.
see now, you know what happened? We got. They gonna call us. Oh, you guys are picking like volleyball versus soccer and softball and all this shit. Listen,
Well, yeah, but
there
just
are a lot-
because of
listen,
this, only
soccer
because I
players?
guess
Oh, man,
there's
hot.
kind of a height thing with basketball chicks. They're really tall, so that might not be your cup of tea. If you know,
Are you
How
afraid?
tall for you?
Are you afraid to date a tall woman?
if she was really really tall, yeah,
Why,
a little bit.
why would you be intimidated by dating
I
a really
think I
tall?
would. I think
really?
I would. Yeah, she
Come
was like really
on,
really
man.
tall. Yeah, and looking down
No
at me
way.
and shit. Yeah.
That's the whole.
Yeah, so you couldn't imagine being like super short motherfucker dating like
My-
super
all right,
tall
dude,
chick.
no, I-
Listen, my best friend is
I don't
like
think it
this.
would work for me.
My best friend is like 5'7", and he doesn't date any woman taller than him, and it's for that reason. We give him shit all the time. I'm
How
like,
the
man,
fuck
look,
And he's short.
I'm like, he's short and shit, and I was
Where'd
like,
he go to South America? Where'd he find a girlfriend there?
he dates, he clean, he does.
I
really
always
well.
felt that like short guys had it much easier when it was like came to talking to girls. I always felt like when I was at watch my short friends, they were much easier to approach girls because when they came up and talked to them, they were
Yeah.
like eye to eye with them. So it wasn't like they were looking down at them.
Hey, baby, what's happening?
And it's like intimidating, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I
Listen.
always felt like when I'm like, look at the short dudes are always
I've
like,
dated
boom.
quite a few tall girls, and I'm like, my whole like, you know what? I'm gonna climb these legs. That's what I'm gonna do. Forget that. I don't care if she's taller than me. I mean,
Like fucking in
shit.
what's the call it? Deuce Bigelow when he says the tall ass bitch. That's a huge bitch.
All right, it's now time to go to our official newsman. He's one of the most
Yeah, him.
credible newsmen and just made a statement that he wishes he was
Oh,
smaller.
shit.
Did you say incredible
That's a huge bitch.
or did you say
Let me get
incredible?
my news voice going.
Oh man.
All right, here it's now time for Tomcat's Not So Good News.
All right, check it. So this is the news for December 14th, 2022.
What?
That's right. It's National Monkey Day. Today is National Monkey Day. Every year on December 14th, National Monkey Day celebrates the unique characteristics of simians. The day also focuses on
Shots
other
fired.
non-human primates such as apes, tarsiers, and lemurs. It's also National
Awesome.
Bouillabaisse Day.
What is that?
Booyah.
Bouillabaisse. So,
What is that?
Bouillons, the
Bouillabaisse.
little things that you put
Oh,
in the soups
like
and
a-
shit.
Yeah, really?
So we're now on
That's cool.
day 348 out of 365 days,
Nice.
getting very close to the end of the year. 17 days left remaining in the year.
What are you doing for New Year's?
Me?
Smoking weed.
Go downtown or something.
Really? It sucks.
I'm going to the
Right.
orange. I'm going to the Orange Bowl.
Terrible.
Here's a couple quotes from this day back in 1945. George Orwell: "Serious sport has nothing to do with fair play. It is bound up with hatred, jealousy, boastfulness, disregard of all rules, and sadistic
Yes.
pleasure
Yes.
in witnessing violence. In
Yes.
other words, it is war minus the shooting."
Yeah.
Works
That's
for
George
me.
Orwell.
What is that?
I like it.
1930, Albert Einstein on this day said, "Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding."
That's so true.
Also, some news from this day, December 4th, but back in 2017, a British surgeon admitted to branding his initials on his patients' livers. That was back in
No
2017.
way.
That's dope.
Simon Brandhall, an accomplished surgeon, confessed using an Aragon beam to etch his initials into the
SB.
livers
That's fun.
of two transplant receivers.
It's like art.
Yep. Also,
You can
December
take that to Art
14th,
Basel.
this is
Do
back
you-
in 20.
Do you guys think when he finished, he said, voila,
Viola.
voila.
Back on
man.
December 14, 2016, Amazon announced its first drone delivery.
Oh.
So it revealed that they had their first drone delivery, drone to a house in Cambridge.
Was
In
it
order
marijuana?
Did it
consisting
crash?
of an Amazon Fire TV and a bag of popcorn. The delivery took just 13 minutes.
I
Was
thought
it-
he was
was it
really about to
good?
say a bag of pot.
Did the TV make it okay?
Yeah, yeah. Did they drop it in something?
No, I
Drop
didn't
it like
say
it's
anything about
hot.
that.
What do you think? Did it make it, Ramo?
Well, if it didn't, then TK totally missed the best part of the story.
It didn't.
Okay.
It didn't.
didn't
Fucking
say that.
Amazon. Unless you
Also,
want
you
to
can
sponsor,
own a
sorry.
piece of Baltimore history. Tupac's teenage home in Maryland is listed for sale. How much do you think? $179,000.
That seems kind of cheap.
Yeah, very.
That's not bad.
in Baltimore City. Then yeah, it's probably a rundown. house.
3900 block of Greenmont Avenue, also
it's
known
kinda
as
scary.
Tupac Shakur Way,
Can you
for
get some
sale.
crack there?
What? That's where he spent many years of his childhood.
That's pretty
I
dope.
heard the house from the Christmas Story in Cleveland is for sale.
Is that where they filmed that?
Yeah,
It
that
is.
Cleveland. Yep.
Yeah.
Also, there's a weird story out of Tokyo. Authorities concerned that the death toll rising from people being hit by cars while sleeping in the roads. Apparently, it's like a thing there, big thing. All the people like to get all drunk and pass out in the roads.
Where?
And now that COVID is going away, they're worried that all these people are going to be getting run over. Tokyo.
In Tokyo, they sleep on the road.
Oh, Japan, yeah. The end of COVID-19 restrictions in Japan's nighttime economy has brought more people out on the streets of Tokyo.
They get fucked up, huh?
Yes.
I remember when it was like that in Florida.
They did.
Like our first week back.
This was before my time, so I don't.
We lost our shit after the hurricane. Like the 2 or 3 weeks after the hurricane, dude, the club was just stacked every week.
I bet.
People were partying.
Because you guys have fucking hurricane parties, which is the weirdest shit ever. Get the fuck out of Dodge, people. Hey, the weatherman
So
say
you were packing that place, and then they fucking let you go.
What are you talking
Moving
about?
on. Moving on.
All right, we'll wrap
You got
up the
anything to say
show.
about that?
Nope.
Nope.
As we get closer to the holidays, we will have one more show before the end of the year. We will be back
yeah.
next week. I know a lot of people will be traveling and staying at families' houses. I'm just curious. I'll first ask you, Memphis, if family is coming to town or you're going to a family member's house, how long should a stay be before you become, a little bit of a what would they call that?
A nuisance?
A nuisance. Like how long is too long when you're going to stay at a family's house over the holiday? Is it 2 nights? Is it 3? Is it 7? Where do you think the sweet spot is if you're going to go stay at somebody's house or they're going to stay at yours?
But don't you think about keeping it, because we're taking it with us when we leave here next month, Clark.
There's an RV, Clark.
Yeah.
Sure, it's full.
So if you're going to go stay at a family member's house for the holidays, how many days until you become the nuisance?
Well, me personally, I'm not staying at my family's, any of them. Cause
Not even one night.
Not even one. I'm getting a hotel. But if you come stay at my house, depends on who you are. 2-3 days. It's about 3 days.
A 3-night, 4-day, 3-night stay? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because most time we gonna be probably kicking it anyway.
Yeah.
Because and nobody that my wife or I come stay with us is lame. So you come kicking at the crib, you're gonna be fun. If you're gonna be there for a couple days, you're gonna want to have fun because we kick it.
And what about you, Tomcat? If you're going to go stay at a family member's house or family's going to come stay with you, what's the sweet spot of how long that they should be there?
Yeah, I think just don't come. Yeah.
Just 0 days.
Yeah, 0 days.
And what about you, Ramo? How do you feel about having guests over for the holidays?
I do a Christmas party every Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Predominantly, immediate, fairly immediate family. Not a lot of people, but it's gotten pretty big. I can understand an overnighter.
Yeah.
Been there, but I'm kind of on TK's team. I would prefer, come party, eat, drink, have a good time. Peace
Do
the
not
fuck
spend
out.
the night.
Like the Griswold family Christmas.
When
you
they
know,
wake,
they
when
have
people
everybody.
wake up in the
And-
morning,
and
you
say,
gotta
yeah.
smell them in the morning.
I mean,
back it up.
That's why you put clean towels on.
The thing is,
so you can take a
Christmas
shower.
morning, you want it to be just you and your family.
They're
and
gonna get out. They're gonna want to take that big ass
once
morning
in a while,
shit
it could be
in your
whatever.
house.
That is probably awkward though. Like, man,
I've
ain't
had
nobody
the
supposed to sit in this
situation.
house but me and my wife.
And I don't mind it. I really don't. But I mean, for me, like, if you ask me what I prefer, most definitely. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's
I'm
a
kind of
2
a
or
hermit.
3
I
nights.
am.
2 or 3 nights,
Yeah, sure.
2 or 3 nights.
I'm okay.
Somebody's
with
going to come
somebody.
stay with you.
Yeah, if they come out
we
of
would
town,
have to be
I'm
blood
and if they're
related
I mean,
for
if
there
they're
to be some 2 or
traveling-
3
gonna-
nights.
week tops.
Yeah, I mean,
Week
2 or 3
tops.
nights.
Yeah, if they're traveling, then
5 days
I
tops.
can
Like
give you
5,
that.
like, all right,
Fuck, I'll
motherfucker.
kill him after 5.
Yeah,
5 low.
I'm
shit.
thinking 3. After 3,
That's the
it's time
sweet
for you to
spot,
go.
I guess. Yes, 3 is. Yeah, that's a sweet spot.
All right, motherfucker, but you buy me a little weed.
All right.
Yeah, now if you're getting my weed,
Hopefully my
gotta
family is listening to this episode. So as the holidays are coming,
That's fucked up.
3 is the sweet spot.
tree.
We love having family around the holidays.
We
you know,
do.
Christmas.
We do. We're kidding.
Happy
Yes.
holidays, everyone. You're only down to about 11 shopping days if you're trying to hit that Christmas day. At 10 if
I
you're
gotta get my wife
cutting it
something
off. Make sure you get those gifts for those that you love. I know Memphis doesn't believe in Christmas, but
No.
will you be
He's
buying?
Jehovah's Witness, man. Leave him
I'm not a
alone. Damn
goddamn
it.
Jehovah's Witness.
Will you buy your wife something
Yeah, buy
and wrap
stuff.
it up?
It's like
Yeah.
I'm not a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, I do that. I don't ruin Christmas for
They're
her.
gonna be at his house every day, knocking on the door, trying to give him the pamphlets and shit.
I don't know why you guys give him so much shit for his religion.
All right, don't commit suicide. Go to
Please don't.
betterhelp.com/outcast before you kill yourself. Okay, at least give it a
Please
shot.
And
Don't forget it's
happy
National
holidays.
Monkey Day. If you see a
988.
monkey,
That's the right number to call.
run.
Suicide hotline,
Run. Actually, monkeys
988.
can't be trusted.
See you next week. God's
See ya.
willing.
Holla to your squalor.
Peace.
Shut the fuck up.